Everybody, it's Victor. Time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. Hope your weekends were awesome. Hope you're enjoying the cooler weather. It's getting there. Getting there. Not quite there yet. Still like in the low 80s right now. But hey, it's supposed to cool down in mid-November, and honestly, I'm ready for it. So thank you all very much for all the support on the TCG Shop Simulator series, as well as the Binding of Isaac series. Got ourselves a meme of the day, brought to you by Painter DND W40K. Top throw was episode 1220 meme, Lost Soul Buddy. Oh no. I think I forgot something. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. Floor 1 Lost Soul Buddy. I knew that we were probably going to do that unconsciously, maybe subconsciously, and I still didn't even acknowledge it because honestly, it just forgot about it. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how it usually goes with those things. Thank you, Painter, and everyone who upvoted that one. Seed day is going to be Echo Delta Quebec 2. November Quebec Zulu Echo. My brain broke for a second there because Isaac's got a beard, but he's also wearing Nun's habit. So then on top of that, we have the cowl around him, so the shroud. So a bit weird. We got good movement speed, good tears rate, good shot speed, good range, good tears rate. I mean, good damage. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I mean, I guess we have negative luck. I mean, if you want to go that far, but you know, sometimes there's just no complaints at the start of a run. This is one of those times where it's like, yeah, this is like totally fine. We have the D7 as well, which is going to restart the room, which obviously we do not want to do right now. Because despite our good starting stats, this does not necessarily mean that I want to be fighting Sloth over and over again, unless if he gives us like a strength card or a Hierophant card or something like that. Sloth has been particularly active when it came to spawning grubs. So I'll show you real quick what it does. I'm not gonna do this again, but I'll show you really quickly what it does. It just starts the fight over again. Essentially, it starts the room again. You might be asking yourself, why would you ever want to do that? Well, because for mini bosses, especially like Greed or Sloth, you have a very easy way of farming stuff, and it can prove very beneficial. You can get yourself a lot of soul hearts. You can get yourself a lot of like chances for the Steam sale, tarot cards, etc., etc. So you want to have, you do want to have a little bit of power before you do all that stuff, but at the same time, it does help to have, it helps more in the early game than late game. Von Bolus's ultimate favorite item right there. I'm gonna fight Sloth again though, just because I want to get this, Hermit card. That way we have a way of teleporting out of a challenge room in case we do actually do one. It's not like Sloth is difficult here. It's just this one's particularly annoying because it's just spawning nonstop, and yeah, we don't really want him to do that. Sir, if you could please stop spawning, that would be great. You'd be surprised how much of the room the grubs cut off here, the pursuit angles and whatnot. I am going to take Bob's Rotten Head because it is a very good early game carry item for sure. If we needed a bomb, we've got one, and also it's very, very strong against early game bosses, which is what I want. Because our damage, again, there's no complaints here in terms of our stats. These are excellent starting stats. Going so far as to say I don't think that there's no character that would have better starting stats than this right now other than our luck, but again, I don't care about the luck. But if we can make things easier on ourselves, then why not? You know, why not take Bob's Rotten Head? It's going to instant dunk a boss this early on here. It's going to keep us safe. And last week's question of the episode brought to you by 99 Range 68. Title of the question was, question of the episode, what band would you like to see do a cover or redo of the Isaac soundtrack? If I could pick any band, and I mean any band at all, assuming that they would be just totally down for it, no complications, no licensing issues or anything like that, I would take either Tool or Maynard, like one of Maynard's projects, like Perfect Circle or Pussifer or something like that. But I would like to hear Tool do it. I think Tool would be the perfect band to cover Isaac. Now I know people would think that I was going to say Metallica. No, I don't think Metallica. Not that it wouldn't be awesome, of course, but I don't think that they just have they don't have the right style, you know, the right sort of vibe. If you catch my drift when it comes to doing Isaac sounding stuff. Tool, however, I think would do just an absolutely incredible job. So Matthias, if you're listening, which I know you are, of course, let me know if Maynard wants to do something like that, because I'm definitely going to be listening to that. And of course, I'll help. I mean, of course, I know Maynard by first name. I mean, we all know that. If there's one person with lots of celebrity contacts, it's me. Let me tell you something. I have no celebrity contacts. I am a nobody. Wouldn't mind getting to the shop, I suppose. Could go into the curse room, but right now I think I just want to go fight the boss. Hopefully have a target that Bob's Rotten Head can actually hit. Okay. Hey, look at that. So I did pick up Bob's Curse just because it's poison bombs and also it's 5 bombs. We can take it. We don't have enough we don't have enough money to really make a dent into the re-rolling anyway, so I don't mind taking it here. And we get Guppy's Tail and Sulfur. Both of these are very good. The problem is that we can only take 1. Well, no, we can take 2 technically. So I am going to take Sulfur just because it's just definitively better than Bob's Rotten Head. Now we pretty much have to go into the store to at least get Soul Hearts or something like that. I don't think it's worth it to go into the curse room at this point. I will be bombing our Nation Machine so we can get ourselves options, which is going to give us 2 boss items after killing the boss. Yeah, I'm gonna forego going into the curse room, because if I do that, we're gonna go down to 1.5 soul hearts, and then on top of that, I'm gonna go to the boss room, boss trap room. But the potential upside is there as well, which is worth more than 1.5 soul hearts. So I guess this is, in a weird way, I guess this is worth the value, because we can just teleport out. The danger about going into the boss trap room is that we would have to actually fight it. But now with the hermit card, I don't have to do that. And we didn't get any HP anyway, so. Okay, let's go check it out. Yeah. The Hermit. Okie dokie. Okay. Not too bad. We get ourselves an Empress card. I'm fine with that. It's like crazy raining outside right now. I didn't even know that we were supposed to have rain, so. And we did not get away from the Globins in time to get rid of them before we got hit. Now, the problem with Globins is that they cause 1 heart of damage. So, and the other big problem is that because I was an idiot, decided to take a Rotten Heart, we were 1 hit from death. There's no half hearts. So suffice to say, us getting a soul heart is kind of important right now. Thank God we have Sulfur. Nun's Habit also helps out a lot. I don't want to get pigeonholed over here. $0.02. Still need 2 cents. Let's see. Can't go in the curse room, obviously. Yeah, we're in a little bit of a pickle here. I would not like to die, please. I saw this move coming a mile away. Ain't gonna get me with that crap. Nun's Habit at least guarantees that if we do take damage, we are going to have a charge on Sulfur, but the problem is, again, we can only take 1 hit of damage. And that's no bueno. This is, if anything, this is a good lesson as to why you never ever take Rotten Hearts, and why I tell people, hey, don't take Rotten Hearts. They're bad. They're real bad. They are Mooey Mall. Let's go back over here. We need to find the boss room so we can get that HP upgrade. Not interested in taking the bomb. Not interested in Red Candle right now. We're just looking to try to stabilize with our HP, which we've not been able to do yet. Very tempting for me just to use our Sulfur, but I'm not going to do that. Because again, our damage is above base damage right now. It's a little bit low for where we would want to be on 4-3. But we're still slightly above average here. Now, another thing we got to remember is that because we took Guppy's tail, we're going to have our key economy really heavily affected, which means that we are not going to get a lot of keys to spawn because that's just the inherent nature of the item. On the other flip side, we are going to be getting a lot of chests, and chests could be good things, especially if we end up getting the left hand. I mean, it works, I guess, with Sulfur, but it's not the best. So we can sneeze on the target essentially. It will cause extra damage to the Brimstone Curse or the branded targets. There we go. Oh, we get tears or we get tears and shot speed. I guess I'll take tears and shot speed, but that doesn't matter for Sulfur, and yeah, hoping for a little bit of HP, but we'll take it. So we have I mean, tears is fine. We need something. We need something to increase our offense, and the tears upgrade and shot speed upgrade is definitely going to be that. But we also need to get HP. HP, and more importantly than that, damage. We do not have incredible damage right now. So we would now, our average damage would roughly like to be around 5.5 or so if we're going to be curving kind of nicely. But still, even after all that, we are still okay on stats for now. Might as well touch it for Bookworm. Our saving grace is going to be Sulfur. I'm just going to call it right now. I'd like to get rid of this Rotten Heart because we saw how dangerous that was to have it. Okay, so the Rotten Heart is gone, thankfully. We can bomb our way into the curse room at least. Wouldn't mind getting into the boss trap room again, which we could definitely do, because we do have an empty heart container, but wow, I can't even be mad at that. Have you ever seen a dip perfectly go through the diagonal skip of flames right there? I know I haven't. I've never seen that happen before. I'm a little bit freaked out right now. The game has ascended to a different level that we did not believe. You're not going to take a shot at me and be able to get away with it. Take a shot at the king, you best not miss. So we have the shop over here. I'm hoping that we can get, just honestly, just any mapping would be nice. Black Candle would be nice because it would it would fill the need for us needing a little bit more HP before a devil deal, and also, of course, destroy any possibility of us getting curse rooms. Getting our key backs too. Like we're still breaking even on keys and a Greek fight. So this is going to begin the chain of green fights, I'm guessing. But we do get a lot of money here. We're still looking for our boss. And we need to get a full charge before we go fight them, whichever boss it is. I honestly didn't even know there was a gap right there. Yep. As soon as I saw that move that one Globin made, I knew we were going to get hit. So, wide-eyed Globins are continuing to give us problems. Not want to pick that up. So now we can at least go check to see what's inside of the boss trap room. And honestly, I'm hoping for just a regular old HP upgrade. That's it. That's all I want. Just a regular old HP upgrade. Nothing fancy. It's a good tiers upgrade. My God. You be careful, your pin does count as a boss. I'm trying to hold the Empress card specifically for whatever the floor boss is. Thank them all, you okay? Get absolutely bupkis there. Got 30 cents. I mean, it is possible to get soul hearts from a slot machine. Oh, wait, we don't have a slot machine. Never mind. Don't listen to me. So 85% for a devil deal chance, but the problem here is the fact that we still are only on 1 HP. We got to play this real cautiously. We could take pills. Bad trip would kill us. No, a bad trip would heal us, actually. Very odd room. Our tears rate and shot speed is actually a little too high now, or at least our shot speed is. Tears rate is great, but shot speed is a little iffy. Not a bad thing, of course. You just have to be aware of clown physics, and obviously, the higher the shot speed, the greater the chance is that you're going to get hit. It's only exacerbated by the fact that we're on a low life situation right now, so I really don't want anything kind of interfering with our movement. Wow, that was a leap and a half. Nice and slow. Even just a red heart will be fine, game. Red hearts to speak of. There is the super secret room here. I don't know about that one, game. That one was behind us for sure. I need to throw the challenge flag on that one. Let's speak of a devil lost soul buddy here. We get a Huaz. And Blessed Penny is going to be pretty useful. Assuming it pays out, of course. I mean, we have to take the Rotten Heart. Otherwise, we will die. Awaz, we got to need to make sure that we use this in a good spot here. Monty does work with hemoptysis, hemotysis. But the thing is that with Monty, this is an item that you're going to be using if you're already ahead, right? You're not going to really be using it or wanting to use it in a low life situation. But it does work nice with sulfur. It's worked well with sulfur. All right, Blessed Penny, listen up. We're going to need you to be a big time player here. Obviously, unless we get 9 lives, we are not going to be able to take a double deal. You know, there's no reason not to take Old Bandage here. So, Heartbreak would save us, and it would also give us some much-needed damage. I'm going to take Heartbreak. If at the very least, it's going to stop us from dying temporarily. And no, this time I am not going to forget Lost Soul Buddy. Even though I'm not a big fan of Heartbreak, I think that this is one of those cases, one of the fringe cases where we're going to need it. We're going to be happy that we have it, let's put it that way, because I don't trust this run right now. So we still haven't stabilized our HP yet. I mean, honestly, Lost Soul Buddy could have done literally anything other than what he did, and we would have been happy. But, yeah. Alright. Blessed Penny, listen up. It's going to come down to you and Sulfur in this run. Definitely want to get rid of this red heart if possible, but obviously we're not going to have it. We're not going to deal with the devil, or not deal with the devil. We're not going to get the boss trap. Didn't even mean to pick it up. Looking at the map and forgot that Lost Soul Buddy dropped that. The Tinted Rock here. Hey, look at that. It was better than Pageant Boy. Huge growth doesn't really help us, but it does give us a decent amount of damage. However, 2 soul hearts that we just got will help us. So cleared by Monty. I do wish that little Delirium was just better. Honestly, Little Delirium wouldn't be as trash as he is if he didn't turn into Blue Baby. Or Blue Baby, Bob's Brain. Maggie's Faith, on the other hand, is pretty good. Against Blessed Penny, at least we get a guaranteed Eternal Heart. We don't get guaranteed Soul Hearts, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, but we actually haven't gotten a single payout from it yet. Not that we've been picking up coins anyway. But still, the fact is there. No Tinted Rocks in here. Got some sort of NG ship as a, oh no, Lost Soul Buddy, oh no. Got an NG ship as a map here. Delirium Big Chub. Okay. Guppy's Tail starting to carry us up here. Maxed out on our tears rate and maxed out on our range, basically. We need no more range. And we have definitely stabilized our HP now. So big time plays there from that golden chest, and honestly, Guppy's Tail trying to do a little bit of a redemption tour here. We're still going to hold on to Maggie's Faith. I don't anticipate us getting a whole lot of, oh, baby. I don't anticipate us getting a whole lot of coins, but get C-Section now. C-Section, even though we still haven't really gotten a damage upgrade other than Broken Heart, or Empty Heart, or Hollow Heart, whatever the hell it's called, we're still going to be dealing lots of damage. Thanks to C-Section. And our damage is going to scale very, very nicely whenever we do finally get some damage ups from the game. Also, this is just whatever. I don't even know what this map looks like. It looks like a nightmare to me. Emperor card's gonna be nice here for us. Thank you, Low Delirium, for illustrating my point, and we get a Gish fight. I was gonna say, weirdly enough, it's not working with sulfur, but then it started working just randomly. By it, I mean C-section. We take damage 100% of times here. Curse of Blind. I mean, I guess we should take solace in knowing the fact that we would have not. It wouldn't have mattered because I wouldn't have taken a boss rush anyway with Curse of Blind. Pretty bummed out that we didn't get a single devil deal since the first one we had. And I was really hopeful that we were gonna get a another guppy item. I got drops, okay. Okay, fine. I could not get away from that Vortex champion. It was the strongest Vortex ever known to man. This is like putting your foot over the shower drain and then letting it loose times like 100. All right, here we go. No need to go to the shop because, well, Curse of the Blind. It's probably gonna be a greed fight anyway. We are over 50 cents, so we have to beast mode this here, and we gotta lock down our outgoing damage. Well, we gotta lock down bad damage. Let's put it that way. Polaroid, Soul Heart, and yeah, we have no idea what we're picking here, so I'm just not gonna. We were talking about fancy dinners on Twitter last week. And also on stream. I told this story on stream before, but so I went to Collecticon last weekend. Not this past weekend, but last weekend. And it was a lot of fun. It was great. I got to meet with my distributors. I got to meet a few people. There's a couple people who were there from the mosh pit. And, you know, this year was a lot more fun than last year. Not that last year wasn't fun either, but I was actually working Collecticon, so it was a different dynamic, and it was really cool interacting with the kids, giving them free Pokemon cards, that sort of stuff. And then Monday we ended up going to a very fancy restaurant, like fancier. I don't really have expensive tastes. I think that everyone knows that I'm a give me just regular cheese pizza and ham and turkey and cheese sandwich sort of guy, and I'm happy. I'm happy eating the same things over and over again. Who would have thought that the man who built a career out of playing the one game and one game only for over 10 years straight doing the same damn thing over and over again would be completely satiated and satisfied by eating the same 4 things over and over again? That's me. That's me. I admit that I eat like a big kid. So the concept of fancy restaurants has always just not really entertained me. I've been to fancier restaurants, like super ultra high end fancy ones, like where they charge like $30 for the appetizers and then $20 for the drinks. Like, overpriced usually goes hand in hand with fancy. And also, the statement I said on Twitter was, I said that usually the fancier the restaurant, the less I'm going to like the food. I had to amend that because people the way that I worded it made it sound like it's that there's no good food at a fancy restaurant, which is not how I was meaning it. We don't need luck. Yeah, just give me stem cells. Another Curse of the Blind. Immaculate Heart. So, usually in my experience, the fancier the restaurant, the less I'm going to like the food, right? The portion sizes are smaller. There's too many seasonings, too many herbs, stuff that I don't usually eat that I just don't like. I don't like really herby tasting food. I don't like basil. I don't like the taste of rosemary or thyme. I just don't like herbs, okay? Oh no, that's old buddy. So when we were going to we were going to a distributor dinner. It was me and the team that I'm a part of. I was like, okay, it's a place I've never heard of. It'd be great. I have no idea what kind of food they serve. This was a place that one of the team members had just kind of Googled and was looking for fancy, and this is what they found. So I was like, okay, cool. So we go to this restaurant, and it looks, from the outside, it looks like a sports bar. I got there early, and I wasn't sure if I was at the right spot because it looked like a rundown sports bar, like sports tavern, from the outside. It's on like a side strip of a road, of a decently sized road, and I'm like, this can't be the right place. But it was, so I was like, okay. We walk in, and this place is fancy. I mean, fancy. It's like gorgeous tables, very nice atmosphere, big fancy kitchen, like polished wood everywhere. I mean, you name it. Like if you picture a fancy restaurant, this is what that place looked like. And I would have never guessed it from seeing it from the outside. I'm talking, when I say fancy, I mean this place had 4 different ways to serve you the starter water that you get. And they were serving it out of magnums. If you don't know what a magnum is, think of it like a champagne bottle. And that's their quote bottled water. They're serving it out of champagne bottles. That's how fancy of a place we're talking about. Abba Dabba Ding Dong and Leviathan. So knowing that, now that you do, we get our drinks. I just get my usual water, and that's it. And they order they order appetizers. For our appetizers, they went with oysters, and then also octopus, and then they also had these incredible short rib raviolis, which was just basically raviolis stuffed with beef short rib, which are outstanding. And then they had gnocchi or gnocchi, which is like it's a potato pastry. I mean, you know what gnocchi is. It's like a potato pastry stuffed with cheese. And in my experience, I've never had a gnocchi that I've liked. I've always thought that they tasted way too herby and just kind of bleh. But it was the last thing I tried. The octopus was fantastic. It was pan fried with a bunch of fancy stuff on it. I don't even know what was on there. Creme fraiche, all that kind of good stuff. But the gnocchi was the last thing that I had tried. And I was absolutely blown away with how good it was. It went from the thing that I absolutely wasn't going to try to like, okay, I want more of this. But I don't like oysters. I'm not an oyster fan. I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste. I've never been into oysters, no matter what style. They had it like 8 different ways that you can have these fresh oysters. They looked good, but I wasn't going to try that. That was my limit, was raw oysters. Or grilled oysters, or whatever. So then it came down to the entrees. And this was the first sort of crossroads that we ended up at. Because I was looking at the menu, and you know a place is fancy, especially when they have 4 different types of a magnum of water to serve at the beginning before you even get your bread or anything. Another way that you can tell is that if you look at their menu, there's no pictures, there's no dollar signs. There's just 2 numbers to represent the price, and that's it. And when I say pricey, I mean substantially pricey, very expensive, right? So anyway, I was looking at the menu. I didn't really see anything that looked incredible. It's, you know, it's like, it's sort of, I love seafood, but I don't like the fancy seafood. They had other dishes like mushroom stuff, and, you know, it's stuff I'm not into. But they had steak, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get like a fillet, or I'll get like a good sirloin or something like that, and I'll be happy. Well, the head of our team, she's my Japanese distributor. She was like, hey, you can get a steak anywhere in Texas. You cook better steaks than most places. She's been over for steaks before. As in like the Invicta steaks. And so she was like, you are here at a fancy place. You need to get something that you don't usually get. I said, fine. She's kind of like everyone's mom in a way. I was like, fine. So the only other thing that caught my eye was this dish that made me raise an eyebrow. And it was on the menu. It said lobster chicken pot pie. And I said, what the hell is a lobster chicken pot pie? So much so I had to ask the waiter. I said, hey, what is a lobster chicken pot pie? Is this a lobster stuffed with the ingredients of a chicken pot pie? Is it a chicken pot pie with lobster in it? What is it? And he said it is a whole Maine lobster stuffed into a gourmet chicken pot pie. And I said, come again? He said, there's a whole Maine lobster stuffed inside of a chicken pot pie. I said, give me one of them. And he assured me, because I saw the ingredient list is on there, and one of them was like some kind of chili. And you know that I don't do spice. And I made sure that the waiter knew, hey, I don't do spice. He's like, sir, don't worry, it's not spicy. I said, well, they said you got some chilies in there. And he said, I promise you the chilies are just for flavoring. It's 0 spice. I said, okay, I'm gonna take your word for it, but if it's spicy, I'm sending it back. He's like, I promise you. I was like, I bet my credibility on it. I said, fine. So, and then the other team members, one of them got a burger, one of them got some amazing slow roasted dry aged duck or something like that. Not like Peking duck, but like really incredible duck. Another one of the team got like it's like a fancy snapper, and then someone else got the what else did they get? They got some other dish, I don't remember. Anyway, it comes out, and I posted pictures. This is a great reason for you to join the Mosh Pit Discord. Sign up on Patreon or here on the paid YouTube memberships. I posted a picture of these, and man, when I say it was served in like a Dutch oven, and they gave you the whole entire dish that they made it out of, it is like a puff pastry croissant with like the most amazing chicken pot pie lobster bisque soup in there, but with giant chunks of Maine lobster and chicken. Like, there's actually chicken in there too, and a little bit of corn. I wasn't too fan of the corn. The chili actually tasted fine. The waiter was right, there was no spice, and it was glorious. It was absolutely glorious. It was magnificent even. So go check it out on the Mosh Pit Discord. We ran out of floors. I forgot to finish my story. I'm talking too much about fancy restaurants. We'll finish it tomorrow, if the run's good enough. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click the like button. Let me know what you think about fancy restaurants. Do you share the same opinion that I do when it comes to them? Generally speaking, the fancier the restaurant, the less inclined I am to be having a good time for food. But I will say this restaurant did open my eyes to the finer things of dining, of fine dining, and it was great. I'm going to have to go back there. I know I'm already going to have to go back there twice. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great start to your week. Hope your weekends were awesome. Go check out the TCG Shop Sim series as well. And join the Mosh Pit Discord. Like I said, paid memberships here on YouTube. You get automatic access as long as your Google and Discord accounts are linked. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like there's patrons of mine like Nicholas, Wyatt Sipes, and Mr. Meatfoot. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.